Hi, everybody. If you are here, could you say hello in the chat box so I know who's in the room with us? We'll wait just a few more minutes before we begin class. I'm also curious to know if you can hear the sound. Hi, Rachel. Can you hear the sound? I'll turn it up a little bit. I've got it kind of low right now. Hi, Megan. Hi, Caroline. Let me know if you can hear the sound at all. I'm testing something new. I can hear it more, kind of. Okay, kind of is good. It's kind of a droney playlist, so I think it's gonna change. Yeah, I think it's gonna go in and out. Let me see if I make. Can you hear me okay with the music? Hi, Alyssa. You can hear the sound, kind of. Yeah, not really sure how to figure this one out. Can hear me and the sound. Well, that's good. I wonder if I pick a different. Let's see if I pick something different. If it will sound different. What about this one? Curious if people can hear this one differently. And also hear me speak at the same time. That one is louder. Yeah, so maybe we'll go with this. Maybe we'll go with this one. Let's see here. Okay, well, we'll give it a go. I'm sure we're bound to get a commercial break at some point. So we'll wait just maybe one more minute. I know it's just 5 on the dot. Maybe some folks will be joining in right here at 5. So we'll give people a moment to settle in and get ready for class. If you're just joining in, I'd love it if you say hello in the comment box so that I know who's here with me. Even though I'm far away from the screen now, I can't see who's there. I see some more hellos popping up on the screen, but I'm too far away. I can't see you. So hello, if you're just joining us, welcome. And I think let's get started because it's 5 and I'm prompt, you know me. So welcome to Monday, 5 o'clock yoga. The theme for today is singing and saluting. Let's see, Saturday, I saw a live stream and heard a very wise yogi say, she said, and I'm kind of paraphrasing, but she said, only you can be responsible for what you feel and how you feel, and that we should remember that our bodies are temples for the divine, or God, if that word works for you. And I don't mean to get spiritual, so take it or leave it as you want to, but to remember that only we can be responsible for what we feel and how we feel, and that our bodies are temples for the divine. So it's really important that we take care of our bodies and we nurture our bodies and we do all of the good things to keep our bodies clean and healthy and strong and vibrant. So that got me thinking that I wanted to sing this invocation with all of you tonight. And it's one of my favorite Sanskrit invocations. It's actually the first Sanskrit invocation that I ever sung, the first Sanskrit words that I ever heard or sung. And for many people, probably some of you tuning in, this is a very familiar song for you. It often gets sung at the beginning of many Hatha yoga classes. And I put the words in the description right underneath the video so that you can follow along with the words and with me. And there's also a pretty loose translation provided. Oh, it's not so loose maybe, but it's, I guess, how I translate the song. And what it really is doing, it's invoking that divine presence that lives inside each of us. It's an acknowledgement that the divine lives inside of each of us, that we are aspects, we hold aspects of the divine in our physical bodies. Yeah. And so we bow to the presence of the divine that's in us. That's the first Om Namah Shivaya Gurave is the first line. I bow to the presence of the divine within me and acknowledge that it takes the form of being, consciousness, and bliss, that it radiates peace, and that it aids in transformation. It facilitates transformation in my inner life and my outer life. So I thought we would sing it together tonight as we open class. And then because it's Monday and I brought my moon phases painting over here, I don't know how well you can see it on the video screen, but my brother bought this for me for Christmas a couple years ago. He bought one for me and my sister. And so we share these beautiful moon phases, Courtney and I. And so I thought that could be an inspiration for us tonight as we do our moon salutations. As always, if you need props, you might not have yoga blocks around, so I thought I'd grab some books off my bookshelf to show you that you can use books if you want to prop the floor up a little bit closer. If you have a sweatshirt or an actual belt, you could use that in place of a yoga strap. There's lots of options for modifications, for props and for poses. So make modifications as you need to in your own homes, everybody. And yeah, that's that. So let's take a moment, refresh your seated posture if you need to, and close your eyes. Tune into your breath. Deep inhales, long exhales. And just settle yourself into the moment onto your mat or your carpet or whatever space you're sitting on in your homes right now. And then bring your hands together in front of your heart space. So if you'd like to open your eyes so that you can sing along with the words on your screen in the description box under the video, please do. Please sing these beautiful words with me. And you can feel their vibrations in a full way when you sing them. Otherwise, you're welcome to just listen and take the sound in. We'll begin the practice with 3 ohms, followed by the invocation. We'll sing it 3 times. And then we'll close with 1 final ohm and take a moment in silence. Exhale your breath. Breathe in. Om namah shivaya gurave Sa-chid-ananda murtaye Nisch-prapanchaya shantaya nira-lambaya tejase. Om namah shivaya gurave Sa-chid-ananda murtaye Nisch-prapanchaya shantaya nira-lambaya tejase. Om namah shivaya gurave Sa-chid-ananda murtaye Nisch-prapanchaya shantaya nira-lambaya tejase. In the space of this quiet moment, I invite you to set yourself an intention for your practice tonight, possibly surrounding this theme of taking care of our bodies, our temples of the divine, or anything else at the front of your mind today. And with your next exhale, you can flutter the eyes open, lower the hands, and welcome back. We will start on all fours in tabletop. I'll put the music on and hope that you can hear it. We'll just wing all of it tonight as the usual. So starting in tabletop, shift your weight around a little bit, everybody. Moving in any way that feels good to you. Maybe you've been sitting a lot today and you just sort of need to get a little flow going in the body. Please do that if you need to. And then come back to center, wrist creases lined up with shoulders, knees lined up with hips. Exhale your breath, look down around your spine. Inhale, sweep the head and the heart open and up. Exhale, look down, cat and cow. continue on with your own breath timing. Inhaling and exhaling and enjoying the movement of the spine. Stay with your breath. Take one more round. Inhaling and exhaling. And then walk your knees back a little bit and then send your legs up and back to downward facing dog. You can feel free to bend one knee and then the other. You need to walk your dog a little bit. If you want to take one leg off the floor, you can do that too. Just really waking up the legs. And then walk your feet forward to the front of your mat, Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Here's where blocks or books might be handy if you want to prop the floor up a couple of inches closer. Then bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer in front of your heart. We'll take a couple of rounds of arm sweeps here. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, the arms down. A few more like this. Inhale up. And exhale down. Really rooting down through the legs. And enjoying the expansion through the torso, through the whole of the upper body. Staying with your breath. Take one more. Inhale up. This time, clasp a hold of your left wrist. You can't see mine, but holding your left wrist. And then exhale, a little bit of lateral flexion. Send the top of your head to the right. Enjoy that crescent moon stretch. Inhale, center. Switch your hands. Exhale, second side. Enjoy the stretch. We'll do this again on the first side. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, side bend. And if you want to play with shifting your hips really far to the left, you can really increase that side stretch. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Last time. Inhale, center. Exhale, palms down at your sides. Arms down at your sides. Just take a moment here. Bring the inner edges of the feet together. Take a moment in Tadasana, mountain pose. And breathe deep. Come to the top of your mat now. I'd like to do a couple rounds of moon salutations. So some of you probably know these. You've done them with me in class before. I'm sure some of you have. So on Mondays, that's our day to honor Mother Moon. And when we think about the qualities of a mother, we think about that nurturing aspect, and the aspect that tells us when we need to slow down and do less. And interestingly enough, we're being told by the CDC and other people to slow down and do less and come inside. So it feels really appropriate to especially honor the nurturing Mother Moon tonight on Monday. So follow me, hands to your heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Soften your knees, step your right leg back, low lunge. Deep breaths. Bring your hands up to your front leg. Push your front foot into the floor so that you can shift your torso back in space. Bring your hands to your heart once again. And then as you exhale, deepen that front lunge a little bit more. Maybe curl back, open your heart to the sky. Exhale, hands to the mat. Gently step back to downward facing dog. Bring your knees down to tabletop, that place where we were just a few minutes ago in cat and cow. And then from here, shift yourself back into a modified child's pose, but we're gonna have the torso over the legs here. And from here, bring the arms up, placing the palms of the hands together in prayer above your head. Bring the hands down, shift yourself up to tabletop, tuck your toes, find downward dog once again.
When Jonathan was only 10 years old, his dad made
I knew a commercial break was coming. Step forward with the right leg. My students are laughing at my commercial break, I'm sure. Step forward with the left leg. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Hands to prayer, hands to your heart. Second side, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Soften the knees. Step your left leg back, low lunge. Deep breath. Place your hands on your front thigh. Push into that thigh. Push that foot away from you so the torso can come upright a little bit more. Hands in front of your heart. And then as you exhale, deepen that lunge. Possibly curl back and open your heart to the sky. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back downward, facing dog. Bring the knees down to the floor, tabletop. And from here, sit back, praying child's pose. Replace your hands on the mat. Shift back up to tabletop. Tuck the toes, find down dog again. Step your left leg forward. Step your right leg forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Keep your hands here, close your eyes, and pause for a couple of breaths. Lower your hands. Moving on, for this next sequence, you may or may not want a block or a couple of books in lieu of a block for half moon pose, so that you know that that's coming. You might want to prop nearby. Hands to your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. And then soften the legs. Step back into downward facing dog. Once again. Press the pads of the fingers and the pads of the toes really firmly into your mat. And then step your left leg forward into a high lunge. Really lift that back kneecap. Spin the back leg out and down so that your back leg is parallel with the back edge of your mat. And so that your front heel intersects the center of your back foot. Keep your left hand down on the floor, behind or in front of your left foot. That's your choice. And then extend the second arm overhead, side angle pose. Breathe deep. Look down. Step forward just a little bit, and here's where that block might come in handy when you place your hand forward to shift up into, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Actively reach down into the floor, actively reach up through the fingertips, out through the back heel, through the top of the head, really ground down through the left side of the body. And then exhale really carefully. Replace the hands and the foot on the floor. Step back, downward dog. We'll do that whole thing again on the second side. Step your right leg forward. I'm going to face the other direction so that I don't turn away from you. Your right leg is forward. High lunge. And then spin that back foot out and down so that the heel can touch the floor. Extend the left arm overhead. And then this is yogi's choice here on the bottom arm. If it's easier for you to bring the arm in front of your foot, go ahead. Otherwise, you can place the hand out on the outside of the foot. If you have a block, you could prop the floor up with a block. If you have a chair, you could prop yourself up on a chair. There's lots of options here. Moving into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon here. Shift your weight forward. Place your right hand forward in front of your right foot. I'm going to hit my wall here. And then reach up with the left arm and the left leg for half moon. Actively reach the left fingertips up through the ceiling. Actively reach out through the left heel. I probably look like I'm going on the right side in your video, but your right side should be on the ground and your left side should be on the air. Exhale, down, and step back, downward facing dog. Lower the knees and sit back one final time, praying child's pose. On your next inhale, come all the way back up to a seated posture. And if you have a belt, grab your belt. If you have a blanket or a sweater to sit on, that might be nice to prop your pelvis up away from the earth a little bit. If you don't have a belt, but you have a shirt nearby, you could use a sweatshirt, a belt, like a regular belt. So many options. So begin by hugging your right leg in toward your chest. It may look like my left leg on the video, but it's my right leg. And then open that leg out to the side of the body. Bringing the right heel as close to the inner thigh, as close to the pelvis as possible. And then loop your belt, if you have one, around the bottom of your left foot. Take a moment here, really sit up nice and tall, lengthen through the top of the head, plug the elbows into the sides of the body, scapula draws down the back, and actively reach the left heel out and away from you. Take an inhale here, exhale, fold forward. So if you can reach your foot without a belt, you can let go of the belt. Otherwise, if holding on to the belt is helpful for you, keep holding on to that belt as you find that forward flexion from the pelvis. Janu Shirshasana. Breathe deep and easy here. We'll take a couple of breaths. Inhale carefully, come back to center, come back upright. Extend the leg. Second side. Now you'll bend your left knee in, close to your chest, and let the leg fall out to the side of the body. Again, you want to bring that second leg in pretty close to the pelvis if you can. Bring it in as close as is comfortable for you, for sure. And then if you have a belt or a sweatshirt or anything that you can wrap around the bottom of your foot, wrap it around. Take a moment to really lengthen through your spine. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Plug the scapula into the back. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. And again, if you can easily reach your foot and you don't need the belt anymore, go for it. I like to cross my hands one over the other on my leg. You might like to try that. Inhale very carefully, come back upright, extend the leg. Both legs long now. Refresh your seated posture if you need to, if you've gotten a little bit slumpy perhaps and you need to shift. Taking both feet now in the belt for a full forward fold. So every time we do forward folds, we're really quieting the mind. We're tapping into our sense of cooling and calming in the body. We're also tapping into our parasympathetic nervous system when we do forward folds. So we're helping to calm and quiet in many ways here. Same cue, long spine, shoulders down, long legs. Inhale, and then exhale, forward fold, Paschimottanasana, full forward bend here. So go as far as you can. And if you feel like the back is a little bit rounded, you may need to lift yourself up on even more blankets. So judge for yourself how much flexion you think you have. And breathe. On your next inhale, release the belt. Come back upright, nice and slowly. And readjust so that you're sitting the long way on your mat. Keep that blanket or that sweater nearby if you're sitting on something and it's helpful for you. Then open the legs nice and wide. So when I do this pose, Upavishta Konasana, I like to sit with my pelvis as far to the back edge of my mat as possible. And then the legs can come forward sort of near the front corners of my mat here-ish. Depends on how much range of motion you have for day to day. You don't need your belt anymore for this. But take a moment to just really lift and lengthen upwards. Make sure that the heels are grounded, the toes are pointing up. If the toes start to fall in, we risk really, we start compromising our hip, knee, and ankle joints, the knees especially. So make sure that those toes are pointing up. Give yourself a little self-assist and press your hands down into your thighs. Press them down and out so that we feel a sense of outward rotation and groundedness happening. And then let that go. Take an inhale to lengthen your spine. Keep that groundedness and that outer rotation. Walk your hands forward. Let's keep our spider fingers here. Keep your fingers propped up on the pads of the fingers for this version so we have a little bit more energy through the upper body. Stay with your breath. Now keeping those spider fingers up, walk your hands around to your right leg. A little bit of a twist through the torso and a forward fold. Keep both sides of your pelvis grounded as much as possible. And then carefully walk your hands around to the other side, to the left. Again, acknowledge here we've got rotation and forward folding happening in the body. Ground both sides of the pelvis. Carefully walk the hands back to center. Walk your hands in. Use your hands to soften the knees. You can actually extend the legs out if you need to shake them out a little bit. Face the long way again on your mat. Taking your right leg. I'll try my left leg while you do your right leg. We'll see what that looks like. I'll do a little homework. Taking your right knee in toward your chest. Cross your right knee over your left leg. Take an inhale to lengthen your spine, and then exhale, twist over your right leg. Inhale, come back to center. Release the leg. Second side. Hug the left knee in toward your chest. And then hop that leg across the other leg. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale as you twist over your left leg. Looking over your left shoulder. I'm actively using my right hand to hug my leg in close to the center of the body. It's a little bit, gives me a little bit of grip to increase the twist. And I think the action of hugging too, the idea of hugging, it's a very nurturing action. A nurturing word. So give yourself a hug. Come back to center. Release the leg. First side again. Right leg over the left leg. This time it's your choice. You can leave the bottom leg extended, or if you want, you can bend your bottom leg. I guess I could face the front so you can see this a little bit better. And then inhale to lengthen. Again, twist over your right leg. And hug with your left arm. Inhale back to center. Extend the legs, second side. So now hopping your left leg over your right, bending your right leg in. Lengthen your spine, exhale, twist to your left. Use your right arm to hug your left knee in close to your chest. Inhale back to center. And come around to tabletop from here. If you need to shake your legs out a little bit, go ahead and do that. And now from tabletop, step your right leg forward in front of your left leg. And then you can let your right leg fall out and open to the side of the body here. We're going to set up for pigeon prep. So here's where that blanket might come in handy. If you need to put a little extra cushioning underneath the right side of your pelvis, it might help you even off the pelvis a little bit. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, fold forward. If you have a block nearby, or maybe a sweatshirt or something, you might enjoy placing your forehead on your block or on your sweatshirt, or if you have another blanket nearby. To really encourage some relaxation. Encourage you to release tension through the head, neck, and shoulders. Deep breath. Very carefully bring the torso back up. Use your hands to come back up to tabletop. Shake the leg out if you need to shake that leg out. And we'll move to the second side. Stepping your left leg in front of your right leg. And open your left leg out to the side. Now, once again, if you need a blanket or a pillow or something, a block, to put underneath the left side of your pelvis, it's really nice to help even out both sides of the pelvis, especially if you feel a little tight in the hips. Inhale as you lengthen your spine up and out. Exhale, fold forward. And once again, if you have been supporting your forehead with a prop, please feel free to do that again. Deep breath. On your next inhale, bring the torso back up. Shift back onto tabletop one final time. And shake the legs out a little bit if they need it. Come around and lay on your backs. And if you have a belt, again, for this last pose here, use your belt or use a sweatshirt or anything else that you might have nearby. Hug your right leg in toward your chest, nice and close. And take your belt, loop the belt around the bottom of your foot, press that right leg up toward the ceiling. Actively reach your left leg away from you and actively press that top foot up toward the ceiling as if you were standing on the ceiling. Check in with your shoulders and your upper back. Hopefully it hasn't hunched too far up away from the floor. Really spread the upper back wide on your mat. And stay with your breath. My commercial break is over. Take both ends of the belt in your right hand and then open your leg all the way out to the right or as far as it will go. My futon will only let me go this far. Keep the left leg nice and grounded, nice and rooted to the earth. You might even want to put your hand on top of your thigh for a little bit of downward energy. And then bring the leg back up to center. Switch the hand that's holding the belt and let the leg fall across the body. Feel free to actively shift your hips if you want to, so we can go for a nice full stretch here. I'm still actively reaching my bottom leg away from me. I have a real sense of groundedness and length through that leg. Enjoy the twist through the spine. And then come back to center, switch your hips, release the belt, extend the legs. Second leg, hugging your left leg in toward your chest, loop the belt, and press that foot up toward the ceiling. So take a moment here as you check in and settle in. Upper back is really wide and grounded. The collarbones are wide. Your right heel is really reaching away from you, finding a lot of length and downward energy. And the left foot feels as though it's standing on the ceiling. Deep breath. Take both ends of the belt in your left hand and open that leg out to the left, nice and wide. Check in with your right leg. Maybe place your hand on top of your hip so it stays nice and grounded. Engage the core as you bring the leg back up through center. Switch the hand that's holding the belt and send the leg across the body as far as it will go. Enjoy the twist through the spine. Keep lengthening out, especially through that right heel. Keep that sense of groundedness and length going out and away from you. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release the belt, release the leg. Shake the legs out just a little bit if you need to. And prepare for Shavasana. So you stay on the floor. I'm going to turn the music down a little bit. Laying down on your backs. If you want to put a pillow under your head or a pillow under your knees or over your torso to support yourself. And stay warm if you want to put socks back on. That's okay too. Take a moment here, a couple of deep breaths. In and out. Make any adjustments that you need to make so you can be comfortable as you settle in for Shavasana. Begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch your arms and legs as you begin coming back into your bodies. When you feel ready, you can roll to your right side and come all the way up to a seated posture. Keeping your eyes closed, bring your hands together in front of your heart. Take a moment to thank yourself for your efforts tonight. It always takes a certain amount of discipline and motivation and courage to come to your mats and come to class. So thank yourself wholeheartedly for doing that. May this practice tonight be a reminder to us to continue honoring that divine light that lives inside each one of us. And just as the moon brightens the dark nighttime sky, we too can tap into that brightness in our hearts to lighten our own lives. Let's close with 3 big exhales. Inhale with me. One more inhale. I wanted 3 now. One more inhale. Namaste, everybody. So, happy Monday. Thank you so much for being here. Although I guess if you're watching this after it's recorded, it won't be Monday, maybe. So happy whatever day or night it is to you as you watch. And I look forward to our next practice together. Thanks, everybody.